how do you keep the pup's eyes and noses safe during the race? We have an Instagram question. How do you keep the pup's eyes and noses safe during the race? Noses, their noses are phenomenal. Even though they've got like a kind of wet dog nose on them, they don't seem to have a whole lot of issues with frostbite or anything on those. You can get sunburn on their noses, especially like in the summertime where we have dogs doing tours up on a glacier. Guests get to go mushing on snow and ice even in July in Alaska. It's pretty amazing, and it's great training for the dogs, keeping them active, keeping them nice and cool. But it's super bright in the summertime up there. Yeah, you have to put really heavy layer of sunscreen on the tips of their noses, kind of not on the wet portion, but a little bit back where the hair is a little bit thinner. In the wintertime, I've never really had to worry about their eyes too much. The days are so short that the glare doesn't seem to affect them too much. But again, in the summertime where the days are longer and they're on the glacier, we do put like some blacking right underneath their eyes like you might see on a baseball player, especially on the light colored dogs, just a kind of a thick mark of grease kind of right underneath their eyeball. It does seem to help cut the glare for them. But again, we have to remember that these dogs kind of evolved as wolves, living in the Arctic, living in these conditions, and then were domesticated and became sled dogs, but they never became a house pet, and humans didn't really meaningfully change them from what was already a very, very, very successful Arctic survivor. So we don't have to worry a whole lot about their noses or eyes out there in the wintertime, but ironically we do actually worry about those a lot more in the summertime, especially if they're going to spend the summer on a glacier. All right, another Insta question. Do you ever allow your dogs in your house, or do they always stay outside in their kennels? Right now there's probably 8 or 10 dogs in our kind of lodge building. We call it the lodge, and it's kind of the crew commons area. It's a pretty big area with kitchen, living area, couches, couple bathrooms, laundry, all that good stuff. It's kind of where everybody hangs out, and then each person has their individual cabin that they sleep in and store their possessions and whatnot. And inside of there's always a whole swarm of dogs. Of course, all the retired ones like Beetle and Tux and Hero, they're always occupying most of the couch or the armchairs. But then there's also, you know, kind of a rotation of other dogs coming in. It's great for them to come inside, be socialized, learn how to just kind of hang out and relax and chill. Some of them take to it like a fish to water. They just love being inside. Other ones, they get inside and they're all concerned about like the hardwood floor. It feels weird on their feet, and they just kind of stand there by the door. And it takes them a little bit longer to become accustomed to it. We also bring in a lot of dogs at that point when they start getting kind of near the end of their racing career, and we want to start getting them used to being house pets and make a gradual transition from being a sled dog and racing and training puppies and doing tours to eventually living on a couch, either one of our couches or somebody else's couch. So those last few years where they're doing tours and light puppy training, they'll be outside, they'll be a sled dog, but then they come inside and sleep on a couch, get adapted to that, so it's not culture shock when they go from being a sled dog to being a house pet later in retirement.